Brooksaw Antiques here. Today we have this 1931 Smith Corona flat top portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. So this one's pretty unique. It's, instead of having just Corona on the front, it's got Smith Corona, which was later introduced. It's either LC Smith or Corona until they merged it to Smith Corona. It's also got this hood ornament, so very pretty. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. I'm going to line this up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. And your margins are located behind the carriage. Just push that button and move it. Make sure they're in between the paper fingers up front here, or else you'll get stuck on those. So just test that real quick. Got a carriage release on the left side here that I'm using to test that. I'm going to load the paper and then set the paper fingers to make sure that they're in there without getting stuck on. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit this line space, get you back to the beginning, and skips 1 or 2 spaces. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, you hit that switch to the front, skips 2. We're going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line, switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side there. Flip that up to the red dot and it prints the bottom portion of the ribbon. Beautiful. I would almost consider this to be in excellent condition. I'm not completely sure yet. I just know that it's beautiful and everything works fantastic. So we'll see if I decide to list this in excellent condition. It probably is an excellent. Look at this thing. It's just shiny, it's glossy, getting close to 100 years old, and it still works perfectly. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know if I've ever had one in this exact model, so it's very rare. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side here. Just flip that forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page, or else it won't load correctly. By the way, so with the color selector, if you have it in the middle, it doesn't print any ink at all. If you have it on top, it prints the bottom. If you have it on the bottom, it prints the top. So that middle section that doesn't print anything, you use, I guess, back then that you could get some special paper that would just leave the indentation or the stencil on the page, and you can use that to copy multiple copies without wasting ink. Tab on the left side here. So those tabs are manual inserts that you pull out and you put anywhere on this rack, and this rack has a scale on it to tell you exactly what space you're on. So you just line them up on that rack and it will stop at each one of those little inserts. Margin release below the backspace. When you get to the end of the margin, it blocks you from typing, so if you hit that margin release, it'll allow you to go all the way to the end, or until you get onto that paper finger and get stuck. Backspace on the top right. Shift on each side, shift lock on the left. To clear it out, just hit the shift button again. Look how smooth this is. Everything just works without, it just works great. So we're gonna open the hood and check the spools. This hood pops all the way off. So the one that I'm used to using, which is basically the same exact flat top model, it's got like a connector in there, but this one doesn't connect in. And it's got a little note attached rear of the cover first. See page 18 in the booklet. I don't have the booklet, but it basically is telling you how to put this on. So you attach the rear first, like that, and it snaps in. So, yeah, something like that. It's got 2 openings on the back that's supposed to connect. Okay, so I see what's going on. So if you look at the back side, it's got 2 hooks that this hooks into. So if you hook that in like this, and it snaps right in. Perfect. So for whatever reason, they just made that come all the way off. So all the brand new ribbons loaded on the right side, so it's pulling to the left. If you want to switch that direction, you slip that switch up, it'll pull to the opposite direction. This also has an automatic ribbon reverse, so it's just going to pull wherever it wants to. So it's got a mind of its own. So we're going to try this again. There we go. Takes practice. There it is, nice and tight, perfect fit. Carriage release on each side. Very smooth. I really love this model. I love the look of it. It just looks classy and fancy. And by the way, I didn't use these paper fingers that flip up, or paper support arms that flip up from the back. That helps hold the page upright. Carriage release on the left. And if you pull this knob out, it'll disable the spacing. There we go. So it disables the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You push it in and get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is one space. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.